back to my channel. My name is Naomi Rook. If you are brand new to my channel, consider subscribing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to ring that notification bell so you can be notified anytime I do upload a video. So today what I'm going to do is the eyeshadow palette collection tag. I love these type of tag videos. I love eyeshadow palettes. It's one of my absolute most favorite makeup products, so I really like to do these little tags. I love these type of tags where there's a question and I fill in the answer with an eyeshadow palette. I love that. I did see Mel Thompson do this and I loved watching her video. She wasn't the creator though. The creator was ANGELICA LYREMAR. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Below, so you can check out her video because she did create this. There are 8 questions and each question is something based on an eyeshadow palette. And then I went through my collection. I found the eyeshadow palette I felt fit that category the most. So if you'd like to see my answers for the questions and just kind of hang out with me during this video, then just keep watching. And the number one is if I could pick an eyeshadow palette that best represents me in the color story. This question was actually really pretty easy because I love the specific type of colors. That is the Made by Mitchell Feet on the Ground palette. I love this color story so much. So I love like weird khaki, grayish, greeny, pukey type colors. My fiance actually hates it because when like vehicles pass by and they're like a muted green, khaki, grayish, greeny type color, I love them and I'm always like, oh, I love the color of that car, and he hates it so much. I love this palette because it does have a lot of those khaki, greeny, grayish, neutral colors, which I love wearing on my eyes. Are my most favorite. Greens and yellows are my most favorite, and it has beautiful yellows. I love this puke yellow. I love all the colors in this palette. I do really think this represents me as a person because this represents my entire color story of my closet. I have blues, yellows, greens, a little bit of purple, and then a lot of neutrals. This is actually like I would wear every single color as a shirt in this palette. Question number 2 is if I could pick an eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents me based on the packaging. This one was also super easy. When I first purchased this is my favorite packaging ever. It is the Black Moon Cosmetics Urban Mist. I love the artwork of this palette so much. So it has a Loch Ness Monster, it has the Yeti, it has aliens. So it's all about conspiracy theories and kind of urban myths. I love that. If you know me personally, I love anything alien-ish. I love watching documentaries. I love hearing stories. I love doing any type of conspiracy theory or urban myth type research. It's really fun and cool, so that is definitely something that represents me as a person based on the packaging, because I do love alien stories or talking about aliens. I really enjoy that. So this definitely represents me as a palette based on the packaging. Question number 3, if I could pick an eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents spring. So I had a couple choices, but I did end up going with the Poppy Cosmetics See You Never palette. What's so funny is when I first purchased this eyeshadow palette, it was in the winter, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely a really great winter color story. But now as we've gone into spring and we're getting a little bit warmer, I definitely see spring in this eyeshadow palette. I love the beautiful pastels. I love the pinks. I love the glitters, the metallics. This is such a beautiful palette. I really enjoy this palette and I have not heard anyone else really talk about it, but it's a really good palette. The metallics are very beautiful. They're a little more sheer kind of eye toppers, but this is a great palette and I think it definitely represents spring to me. So question number 4, if I picked an eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents happy. So this one was kind of difficult because I really love all my palettes and there's some that make me happier than others, but I had to go with an eyeshadow palette that just saying the name makes me happy and I put a smile on my face every time. So this is the Colourpop Honey palette. First off, I love the name. I think that's so cute. I love the color yellow. Yellow is the color I would represent with happiness, smiling faces. So not only the name makes me happy, the yellow makes me happy, but the eyeshadows are so beautiful, and yellow is one of my absolute most favorite colors to wear on my eyes. And it's funny, the first time I ever wore this on my eyes, my father-in-law came over and he complimented my eyeshadow, which if you know him, he's not really a huge makeup person. He does watch all my videos though, which is really awesome. But he complimented my eyeshadow because I had this yellow glitter on the top of my lids. So that was really cool. I love this palette and it makes me so happy to use. The color, the name, color story, all about it. I love this eyeshadow palette and it makes me super happy. Question number 5, if I pick an eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents dark grungy in me. This one's hard because I love dark and grungy. I have multiple dark grungy eyeshadow palettes and I wanted to add all of them into this because those are my favorites. I did get a new eyeshadow palette. I haven't done a review or any type of looks using it yet. I bought it back in October and I just received it, but this is a beautiful grungy palette. This is the Butte Bean and Shroud Cosmetics. It's a freaking Bats palette. Wait till you see the inside of this palette. That is grunge. That is the definition of grunge. I love this palette so much. It is so gorgeous. Just the most beautiful color story. Like I said, I love the greens, the purples, just everything about this is grungy and I think is absolutely beautiful. I will do a review video and a look using this palette with swatches and everything because it is such a gorgeous palette. It's just not quite a spring summer color story. It's really more of a fall and winter, but I definitely will do a review video of this. I've waited very patiently for this palette. Shroud Cosmetics, they did get a little overwhelmed with all the orders. I have to wait till about 2 weeks ago to receive this, but it's such a pretty palette and this is definitely grayish, grungy, just dark beautifulness, and including the package, which I think is so cute, and on the back it says, "Hello friends," there's a little bat, super cute, really excited to try this, and this is my grungy palette. Question number 6, if I had to pick an eyeshadow palette that represents the girly in me. So I am really kind of girly. I'm kind of 50-50. So I don't mind getting dirty. I love riding on four-wheelers. I like going snowmobiling. I like going boating. I like being outside. I like camping. So I love all of that. But I love dressing up and I love wearing makeup and heels and all of that. So this was kind of a fun one to pick out. I don't have a ton of girly eyeshadow palettes in my collection. I just kind of pick the color stories and a lot of the times they're more greens and blues and not quite the most girly. But one of the most recent palettes in my collection is the Profusion Love You Brunch. I think this is so cute, this little waffle design. I love the little thing behind it, brunch. I think that's so adorable and super girly. The colors inside are really beautiful. The bright pinks, I like these because these are a bit more light in color. They're not so dark and grungy. I think they're just so cute and I love the names. I think the names are really cute. Creamer, Cheers, Latte, Bellini, Sunday Funday, Recharge, Mimosa, Sunny Side Up, Avocado, It's Extra, Donut Ask, Lobster Roll, super cute. This definitely wakens up the girly part of my personality and I think it's such a cute little palette. I love this and I really do like the formula. So this is such a cute little girly palette. Question number 7, if I picked an eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents fun. So this was also hard because a lot of my eyeshadow palettes to me are super duper fun. I really enjoy them. But the one that I chose, the Sugar Pill Mini Color Palette. This is so freaking cute. I don't really know what this kitty is from, but it's definitely like a little video game kitty. The colors inside are so super fun. They're really unique, different kind of undertones. So much fun to play with. I love this. It blends really great in every color you put on your lid. You can tell it looks separate. So it's so much fun to play with because I can get the most colorful looks and it just looks really cool on the eyes. I love that they're all matte. I have tons of glitters that I can add on top. This one's definitely the definition of fun to me because they are all just very unique, really cool matte colors. Question number 8, if I picked an eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents inspiration. So inspiration I took as, when I look at this eyeshadow palette, I'm super inspired to create something really awesome, really unique, and really fun on my lids. The palette is no longer available, which makes me super sad. It is my all-time favorite eyeshadow palette ever. You'll understand probably just the name of the palette, but this is my Jeffree Star Alien palette. I love this palette. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette in my collection. I think this is so cool and unique. So I did have this in my grungy category, but because I did want to add the other palette, I decided to put this in my inspiration palette because every time I open this palette, I am super inspired to create something so unique and beautiful. I love all the different tones, the purples, the pukey greens. I think they're gorgeous. Jeffree Star has my favorite eyeshadow formula, so I know every time I grab this palette, I will be creating something magical, beautiful, super unique. This palette definitely pushes me to try different color combinations. I love this, super inspired by this eyeshadow palette, and I'm really sad that it's no longer available, but this one definitely inspires me every single time I pick it up. That was my eyeshadow palette collection tag. I hope you enjoyed this super chill video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye guys!